Video Production Sports proudly presents Mountain East Conference basketball featuring the Yellow Jackets of West Virginia State University today inside the beautiful Walker Convocation Center here on the state campus in Institute, West Virginia. And it's West Virginia State playing host to Davis and Elkins. Greetings from Institute. This is Mark Martin. Delighted to have you with us here as today West Virginia State guns for its third win in a row, coming in with a record of 2-3, and will take on a Davis and Elkins team that is 1-3. And when you look at players to watch in this game here today, and you start with Davis and Elkins, and they had Jemiah Johnson, a returning All-Mountain East Conference performer, heading into this 2021 season, and she's averaging 17 points a game along with 12.8 rebounds, leading the team in both categories, and she'll be a force to be reckoned with here today for the Lady Senators. Meanwhile, for the Lady Yellow Jackets of head coach Charles Marshall, leading the way is Charity Shears, who comes in averaging 13.2 points a game. Destiny Fields averaging 12.2 a game. Very balanced West Virginia State women's basketball team, and again they've won 2 in a row, and they've gone over the century mark in both of those games. State fell in its opener to Glenville, Concord, and Notre Dame. Losses followed in those contests, and then came a victory of 121-88 over Alderson Broaddus and a 103-68 victory against West Virginia Wesleyan to get them to that 2-3 mark. Meanwhile, for Davis and Elkins, it started with a loss to Frostburg in heartbreaking fashion, 73-72. Then came a loss to Glenville, 123-82. And then first-year head coach Rachel Swartz got her first victory guiding this program with a tough 67-65 win over an outstanding Concord program. And then came a loss to the ninth-ranked team in the country, the University of Charleston, presently undefeated, 84-55. West Virginia State comes in averaging 87.2 points per game. They are allowing now 85.4. Davis and Elkins is averaging 69 points a game and giving up 86.3 a contest. So this is a South Division game in the MEC. And when you look at the standings in the South, UC under first-year head coach Tiani Kelly leading the way with that 5-0 record. Glenville right behind them at 4-1. Then it's Concord at 3-2. West Virginia State coming in at 2-3. Then D&E at 1-3. Wesleyan is still winless on the campaign. In the North Division, Notre Dame leads the way at 4-1. Wheeling is 3-2. Alderson Broaddus and West Liberty, along with Frostburg, all at 2-3. Fairmont State is 1-3. Teams continuing to warm it up here. Men's game will follow between Brian Poor's Yellow Jackets as they go for a fourth consecutive victory today. Make that a fifth consecutive victory today, and that game will be coming up at 4:30 here in this beautiful complex, the Walker Convocation Center, and we are in the Doris and Walter Johnson Arena, and we'll play this one on the Lester Raines Court. The teams making their way onto the court for this showdown between State and Davis and Elkins. Again, this West Virginia State team has gotten on a roll, and talking with head coach Charles Marshall prior to today's tip-off, it says this is a crucial one here. Boy, you get back to that 500 mark is so important mentally. And if you are D&E under a first-year head coach, I'm going to try to get that first road win of the season. That victory that we mentioned over Concord came inside D&E's beautiful McConnell Center here in January. So things moving along pretty nicely in the Mountain East Conference as we all deal with COVID-19 issues. So getting set for this one to tip off, and we will come back and bring you the starters and have the tip off for you here from Institute. It's Davis and Elkins and West Virginia State on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
The Honda CRV EX is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CRV, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
We welcome you back here to the Walker Convocation Center on the campus of West Virginia State University. Mark Martin, delighted to be with you here for coverage of our women's showdown between Davis and Elkins and West Virginia State. The men's game will follow. We'll be joined by two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin, for the call of that game. So D&E under a first-year head coach in Rachel Swartz. She was an assistant at Everett Community College before getting this head coaching opportunity. She played her college basketball at Missouri State University. Her assistant, David Levy, is a graduate of Knox College. Got his master's from Northwestern, and while he was there, he was a student manager, and that Northwestern team shared the Big Ten Conference title. First Big Ten championship for Northwestern's program in 30 years. There's a look at the Davis and Elkins starting lineups. Reagan Sharp, Peyton Moeller, Brooklyn Maxwell, Sydney Nestor, and Jemiah Johnson, the returning all Mountain East Conference performer. Sharp and Nestor, West Virginia natives, outstanding players at Trinity Christian and Tucker County High Schools, respectively. There are your starters for State as they're introduced by public address announcer Alan McVeigh, Aaron Whitehead, Kalia Cunningham, Peyton Shears, Alexis Hall, and young ZZ Russell. Russell played her high school ball nearby Winfield High School and now a part of the program that Charles Marshall building here at West Virginia State University. Walker Convocation Center, you can't get a better arena anywhere, NCAA Division II, than this magnificent facility. And again, it's the Walker Convocation Center. It's the Doris and Walter Johnson Arena, and the playing floor named the Lester Raines Court. Lester Raines, an assistant coach for Brian Poor's men's program. Our officials for this one, Tony Locke, the referee, and joined today by Lucas Tuggle and Aaron Talbot. The starters coming out onto the floor for D&E. They will be in the black uniforms today. The red numbers and the white trim. D&E rejoining forces with a lot of schools they once played against year in and year out. So great to have D&E. Beautiful campus there in Elkins, West Virginia, Randolph County, joining the Mountain East Conference. And going up against the white-clad Lady Yellow Jackets of West Virginia State. So Tony Locke ready to put the ball in the air, and it will go out of bounds. And the basketball will belong to West Virginia State as we get this one going here. Again, State coming in, averaging 87.2 points per game. D&E 69. D&E gives up 86.3. State allows 85.4. So despite the 2-3 record, State now outscoring the opposition. Lady Jackets go to work, firing from the outside, and the shot no good by Whitehead. Scramble for the basketball, and Davison Elkins will come up with it. And immediately going to have a foul called there, and it's going to go against West Virginia State. Going to be charged to Alexis Hall. That's her first, and that's team foul number 1. Well, good pressure there by State, and they're going to get the basketball back. Russell out front with it. Russell played in the state girls basketball tournament, got a win for Winfield before the event was shut down last March there at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. Shot on its way and off the glass and in, and it's good by Whitehead. And State has the first lead of the basketball game. And Jackets coming up with a steal, and in the corner, rifling the shot is Hall, no good. D&E clearing it out. Sharp, young lady out of Morgantown. They work it inside. Again, the key for this D&E team will be getting the ball into the hands of Johnson and scoring. There's a nice pass there by Russell, and then off the glass and in by Whitehead for the first hoop of the game. Foul was on Peyton Shears. That's her first, and that's team foul number 2. Driving, and Russell tying up the penetrator, who was Brooklyn Maxwell. It's going to be D&E's basketball. Just getting started here. Opening quarter. Feed it outside, Sharp. She can be deadly from the outside. We had such a great high school tournament her senior season. She couldn't get that one to fall, and State goes back to work offensively. On the move, it's Kalia Cunningham. D&E getting it ahead as they come up with the loose ball, and up and in. Bucket good by Peyton Moeller. And we're tied here at 2. Shot no good by State's Cunningham. Now Whitehead with it. Rifles it up and can't get it to drop as it rolls around. Whitehead, a transfer out of Cincinnati Christian. Sharp in trouble. Gets it to a waiting teammate in Nestor, so the two West Virginia players and Charles Marshall are going to make wholesale substitutions here, as he loves to do. First bucket there of the game you see for D&E on our little general replay. So Moeller committed the foul. It's her first and team foul number 1. All right, so new players into the game for State. One of them is Destiny Fields, who rifled it up, couldn't get it to go. Here comes D&E in a 2-2 game. Pressure in the corner. Now they get it. That's what they want to do. Get it into the hands of Johnson. She scores it, and D&E with its first lead of the game at 4-2. Again, Johnson coming in, averaging 17 per game. Fields couldn't get it to drop, and Johnson could not only do it on the offensive end, but the defensive end, averaging 12.8 rebounds, and she grabbed it there. And D&E back with the basketball, but they're going to turn it over. So the ball will belong to West Virginia State. Again, no fans allowed here at the Convocation Center, which has been tough for these players, but they are happy to be out on the floor, competing, playing the game they love from way out. Shot no good by Charity Shears, who averages 13.2 a game. Ball out of bounds. It will be State's basketball. Hannah Shriver from 100, West Virginia, played her high school basketball at North Marion. She inbounds it and gets it into the hands of Shears. Her shot will not drop. 4-2 game. And there is a great drive, off balance by Sharp, and Sharp gets it to go, and she gives D&E a 6-2 lead. Charles Marshall wants to talk it over. We'll break away here. Mountain East Conference women's basketball, D&E on top of West Virginia State by 4.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
State 1 of 10 from the field, 0 for 5 from the three-point line. D&E has made 3 of 6 shots. They have attempted 2 3-pointers. D&E's turned it over 3 times in the game. State with just 1 turnover, but right now it's D&E in the lead, 6-2, 6:20 to go here in this opening quarter of play from the Walker Convocation Center. Great to have you with us for Mountain East Conference basketball under the direction of the great Reed Amos, commissioner of the MEC. From the corner, shot fired, and Alana Kramer can't get it to go, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul. So it'll be on Charity Shears, her first, and that is going to be team foul number 3 on West Virginia State. Watching West Virginia State University women's and men's basketball on Video Productions. Great to have you along. Davis and Elkins, the visitors here today, and a shot knocked in by Sydney Nestor, the young lady from Tucker County High School, Parsons, West Virginia. And State losing the basketball. Sharp comes up with it, gets it to Nestor, and Johnson down the floor all alone. She couldn't get it to drop, but gets her own rebound. For the baseline, shot won't go. Underneath, fighting and getting it to drop. Great effort by Peyton Moeller, who has 4 in the game, and another foul whistled on West Virginia State. Going to go against Kramer. That's her first. That's team foul number 4 on State. And to the line will go Peyton Moeller, 5'9", sophomore, Buena Vista, Virginia, Perry McClure High School. 20 starts a year ago. She averages 3 a game. And coming into this game, 2 of 4 at the line. She nails that one, 3-point play. And it is an 11-2 lead for the Lady Senators. Leah Cunningham getting it into the hands of Alexis Hall. And the ball goes out of bounds, and a turnover by State. State now with 3 turnovers in the game. Checking in for State, Sadara Johnson, 5'7" senior. She transferred in from Urbana. D&E on the drive. Shot won't go for Amia Banks. And a tie-up. And the possession arrow belongs to West Virginia State. Tough sledding early on here for State. Got the first bucket of the game, but since then, D&E has reeled off 11 in a row. ZZ Russell with the basketball, getting it into the hands of Johnson. Johnson is banged and fouled. Going to go against Reagan Sharp. That will be her first, and that will be team foul number 2 on D&E. D&E under first-year head coach Rachel Swartz. Great to have her on board in the Mountain East Conference. Another foul going to go against D&E. This one against Amia Banks. And that will be team foul number 3 on the Lady Senators. Looking to inbounds is Cunningham, and she just could not find anyone to get it to. And good defense by Davis and Elkins. And Davis and Elkins will have the basketball, looking to add to what is a 9-point lead. Allie Taylor, young lady out of Parkersburg, checked in, number 22. And there was a steal, and Sharp goes down. She collided with her own player. And boy, Sharp's not a player you want to lose. She is one tough cookie. Had the pleasure of seeing her in the state tournament. There's a good defense there by State on that inbounds play. So the foul is against Taylor. Charged to Taylor, her first, team foul number 4. So each team now with 4 team fouls. Free throw is up and good by Cunningham. So the drought has ended for State to make it 11-3 now. Cunningham hitting 84.6% from the free throw line, averages 7.4 a game. Couldn't get that one to drop. Rebound by D&E's Taylor. To Sharp. Sharp in the corner. She goes to Banks. Now back to Sharp. Sharp driving. She'll pull up there in the lane. A little too strong. Johnson with the rebound. Kicks it to Banks. They work it around now to Sharp. And Sharp trying to feed down on the baseline to Taylor, and the ball goes out of bounds. Davis and Elkins now with 5 turnovers here in this opening quarter of play. 11-3 our score. ZZ Russell with it from the outside. Shot would not drop for State's Johnson. Sharp has it for D&E. Gets it across the 10-second line, and I tell you what, suffocating defense there by State. Shot from the corner, no good. Taylor was trying to drill one from the corner. Now here comes State. Johnson feeds down low, and basket is good by Chloe Sherezny. Sherezny out of Salem, Ohio. Played in 29 games a year ago. So she gets the second field goal of the contest for West Virginia State. It's an 11-5 count. And again, a lot of changes being made by Charles Marshall. So the foul was on State's Cunningham. That's her first, and that's team foul number 5 against State. And that puts Banks at the line, and Banks will knock it in to make it a 12-5 game, and she makes it a 13-5 game. Banks with her first 2 points of the game. Banks coming in averaging 4 points a contest, make that 9 points a contest, and a nice drive there by Destiny Fields to score for West Virginia State. 13-7 game. And here's a steal by State. Coming away with the basketball, and Fields driving, and she's going to be fouled. It's a good hustle by Fields. She got the bucket and then comes up with a steal on the defensive end. And that will put her at the free throw line. Taylor picked up her second foul. D&E now with 5 team fouls, and at the free throw line and knocking it through is Fields. Fields puts this one through. It's now a 13-9 game. Banks on the move. Kicks it over into the corner, and the nice, soft, left-handed jumper by Lena Lee for D&E, and she puts it through. Make it a 15-9 game. Good shot by Lee. And now State will come right back. Shelby Harmeyer gets the bucket. Harmeyer out of Independence, Kentucky. State coming away with the basketball. D&E losing it, and they're going to work it into Kramer, and we're going to have a foul called. So the foul, Brooklyn Maxwell. Maxwell out of Buchanan. Played at Buchanan Upshur High School. And there was that nice drive by Fields. And now Fields up with the free throw, and it's good. Make that Kramer, forgive me. And Kramer is now 2 for 2 at the line. Kramer with 4 points in the game. And now a foul called on State. Hannah Shriver will pick up her first foul. So now new players checking in for State. Again, Charles Marshall will do this throughout the game. Selena Lee, who came in and knocked down a shot a moment ago. She's at the line out of Chesterfield, Virginia. And free throw is up and in for Lee. Lee now 4 of 7 at the line this season. As a team, D&E shooting at about 50% from the free throw line. Shot no good there, and here comes D&E. They'll get it to Johnson. Johnson could not get it to go off the glass, but a good rebound down low and in by Nestor. 18-13 our score. Setting is Sheresny, rattles around, won't go, and Johnson comes away with the rebound. Lena Lee in trouble. Gets it ahead to Banks. Banks splitting the defenders, and nice ball movement by D&E, getting it to Johnson. Just can't not get it to drop, but there's Nestor again trying for the follow, and it would not fall through. And now they're saying last touched by West Virginia State. Coach Marshall again making changes. Lee inbounds. Gets it to Maxwell. Now back into the hands of Lee. Down low, they look for Johnson, and Johnson is going to be called for the offensive foul. Charge call, her first, and that will be team foul number 6. Another look at it there. Hannah Shriver across the timeline for West Virginia State. Charity Shears. Now Destiny Fields on the move, weaving through traffic and knocks it off the glass and in. Fields in this first quarter with 6. She leads all scorers in this game, and here's a steal by State. Kramer gets it over into the hands of Charity Shears, but her shot would not drop. And then a whistle underneath. Under a minute to go. Fields on the move. Switching hands and knocking it through. New player into the game for D&E, number 41, Marisa Berlin, 6'3" freshman. Played at Green High School, not too far from here, over in Ohio. Her hometown listed as Uniontown. So Fields at the free throw line. And Fields now with 7 points. Missed that free throw. And good heads-up play by State. And the shot from the corner will not go for Kramer. But Fields with the rebound, back up and in. What a quarter it has been for Fields. And we are tied at 18. D&E on the move, and that's going to be a travel against Peyton Moeller. D&E had its way for a while there, but the State has come alive here, and Fields 9 points for the Lady Jackets, half of the 18, and going to work for the last shot here and try to take the lead at the end of this first quarter. Hannah Shriver gets it to Fields. Fields to Shriver, cutting in. Shriver will score. Nice play there. Shriver's first bucket. Banks in trouble. Gets it to Nestor, and that will do it. West Virginia State coming back and taking a 20-18 lead. Fields to Shriver as we head to the second quarter here at the Walker Convocation Center. You're watching West Virginia State University basketball on Video Productions.
The Honda CRV EX is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CRV, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
And we welcome you back inside here to the Walker Convocation Center on the beautiful campus of West Virginia State University. Davison Elkins and West Virginia State. Very entertaining first quarter of action. Leading the way for State, Destiny Fields with 9 points. Top scorer for Davison Elkins, Peyton Moeller with 5. D&E will start it out here in this second quarter down by 2. Had that big lead there early on in this basketball game, but State fights back. Foul going to be called in the backcourt. And the foul will be charged to Sharp, and that's her second. Shot from the outside, gunning it in, Charity Shears, and that's what we've been waiting for as far as three-point goals go. That is the first of this basketball game. State 1 for 12 from the three-point line. And it gives State its biggest lead of the game at 5, 23-18. Another look as Shriver feeds Shears. Nestor to Johnson, and Johnson, boy, she is talented. They held her to 2 there in that first quarter. See if they can get her going. That will be the aim. And shot by Shelby Harmeyer. And her shot would not drop. And Yellow Jackets going to be hit with a foul. It's going to be Charity Shears. That will be her second. Team foul number 1 here in this quarter. Ball inbounds. Boy, nice play there by Kramer. Got it to Fields. And here's Shriver launching. Can't get it to go. Sharp with the rebound. Down the floor, intended for Johnson. And a good play by Shriver. Coming away with it. Harmeyer. She wants to gun the 3, and she's got it. Harmeyer. Give her a bucket in the first quarter, but that is actually her first. And State, boy, playing some D now. Here's Fields driving and scoring. Fields with the 11, and Rachel Swartz needs a timeout as the Lady Yellow Jackets go on top by 8 at 28-20. We will return here to the Walker Convocation Center in a moment. State on top 28-20. You're watching West Virginia State University basketball.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
You have dreams.
Where do you start to build the skills necessary to make them happen?
At West Virginia State, you learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go or what you want to do,
It starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take
28-20 our score here at the Walker Convocation Center, the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena on the Lester Raines Court. State and Davison Elkins, and State up to a lead of 8. A couple of three-pointers here in this second quarter, one by Charity Shears and the other delivered by Shelby Harmeyer. Deany with the basketball. Sharp gets it in to Moeller. Moeller driving, and Moeller may take this one all the way, and she couldn't get it to go, but there's Johnson with the rebound, up and in. So Johnson with 4 points here in this second quarter. She has 6 in the game. Whitehead spinning in the lane, turning and getting it to go. Aaron Whitehead averaging 5 per game, and she has 4 now in the contest. Back to an 8-point State advantage. Good defense by State there on Brooklyn Maxwell, but now driving and could not get the shot to drop was Moeller. State on the attack. Kalia Cunningham. Shot wouldn't go there for State, but they get it back, and here's Russell. Pretty as you please with the 3. Russell knocks down her first bucket of the game, and more D from State, and another three-pointer. This one drilled by Alexis Hall. 4 3-pointers here in this quarter for State, and a 36-22 lead. Jackets will be hit with a foul. Russell And speaking of Russell, there's that three she drained just a moment ago. And then they came right back, got the steal, and got it to Hall. So at the free throw line for Davison Elkins is number 23, Sydney Nestor. Nestor's second shot is up and in. She comes from a great basketball program. There, Tucker, David Helmick. She had 29 starts last year. Of course, she was an all-stater. So it's a 36-24 game right now. Fields driving. Couldn't get it to go. Nestor with the rebound. Nice pass down low. Turnaround shot no good by Berlin. State clears. Jackets on the move. Harmeyer rifles another three in. Harmeyer with her second three of the game in this quarter. And it's 39-24. 15-point lead for State. Jackets on the move. Harmeyer found her place, sets the feet, and knocks it down. State feeling it now from three-point range. On the move, Fields off the glass and in. State comes up with that basketball, and they come down and they cash in. 41-24. Fields takes it away. Shot up by Kramer. And there's that great defense by State. So State at the moment with 10 steals to just 2 for D&E. State 5 of 19 from the three-point line now. 6 of 8 from the free throw line. D&E has yet to hit a three-pointer. They're 0 for 3. All right, getting all parties set here. Again, Tony Locke is our referee. Lucas Tuggle and Aaron Talbot joining him here today. And throw it into the backcourt there, and State will retrieve Alexis Bennington Horton, number 25, freshman from Penn-Laird, Virginia, Spotswood High. She's into the game. D&E comes up with the basketball. Does it come right to me? 41-24, State in the lead. Banks with it, and it's going to be tied up there, and it's going to be a turnover, D&E. So D&E in the turnover department now, 17-4 for West Virginia State. It was a 20-18 lead for State as we started this second quarter. Fields puts up the three, wouldn't go. Coming out of there with it is Brooklyn Maxwell. Maxwell, the Buchanan native. Number 11, Courtney Roth for D&E has checked in. Here's Banks from the baseline. Couldn't get it to go. Johnson with the rebound off the miss. She can't get it to drop, gets her own rebound. Still couldn't get it to fall, so they'll reset the offense here. Banks from the corner, and this one will go in. Nice shot by Banks. 41-26, and Banks now with 4 points in the game. That's her first field goal. 41-26. Boy, Fields really got it going for State. Got them back in it in the first quarter. She drives and will be fouled. Another look at D&E on the offensive end as Banks got herself in position to knock down the shot. The 5 new players coming in for West Virginia State as Charles Marshall continues to shuffle players in and out. That's the mission for what they want to do. So Fields at the line. Fields leads all scorers with 13 points And at the free throw line, Fields knocks down her 6th free throw of the game. This one rattles around and it will not go. So it's a 42-26 advantage for State. Good hustle by Russell. Inbounds pass knocked away by Sadara Johnson. D&E's basketball. The trigger is Alana Belknap. She's out of Dover, Ohio. This is Johnson going to pick up her dribble, and, well, the violation, the defense by State. Jackets with the ball. Cunningham driving. Nice move by Cunningham, and she scores it. Cunningham with her first field goal of the game has 3 points. It's 44-26 in favor of State. Reagan Sharp will check back into the game. Number 1 for D&E, a Mountain East Conference all-academic performer. Scored 1,600 points in her high school career, over 1,600, and she was the Morgantown Dominion Post Player of the Year. Nice little move there, but her shot would not drop, and the basketball will belong to State. 4:25 to go here in this second quarter. The first half of play. Great to have you with us here on Video Productions Mountain East Conference Basketball, featuring West Virginia State University. Nate Burton and his great crew. Sean McAndrews. Outstanding people here at State, and driving and scoring. Just like that, Cunningham with her second straight field goal. She has 40. Gives it a 46-26 lead. She has 5 points in the game, 4 from the field. There's another look as she goes strong to the hoop. Foul called on Cunningham. That's her second. Each team with 3 fouls here in this second quarter. Sharp with it out front for D&E. Goes to Roth, and now they feed it, and in the paint. Shot would not go for Belknap, and State coming away with it. Good job there. Right on the line for West Virginia State was Madison Riley. Riley, the 5'5" sophomore, wears number 15. From way out is Shriver. Boy, just one step closer in, and she had that one, but she runs down and gets another opportunity. Could not get it to fall. Banks to Johnson. Banks and Johnson working nicely there together, and Johnson will get her 6th point of the quarter, 8 for the game. She leads D&E in scoring, and Johnson hits the deck, and it's going to be a foul on State, and it's going to be charged to Destiny Fields. That will be her first. 46-28. So D&E came up with the play on the defensive end and getting the foul to be called on State. So now they got to try to convert on the offensive end, and another foul will be called. So Fields just picked up her second just like that. Roth will check out for D&E, number 11, and returning is Lena Lee, number 12. And that's going to put Sydney Nestor at the line. She came in averaging 6 a game, 3 of 4 at the line. heading into this game today. And Nestor puts the shot up, and it would not go. So Nestor now 2 of 3, and boy, she could not get either to drop. She was 2 for 2, and now she misses 2 in a row, but she's going to get another opportunity here. Lane violation. All-state performer at Tucker County High, and she swished that one 46-29. West Virginia State on top as we go under 3 minutes here in this second quarter. Shriver into the hands of Madison Riley. Now here's Fields. Fields has had a big game for State. Missed that one from left of the free throw line. Battle for the basketball. Good hustle there by State. Getting it into the hands of Riley. Shriver on the move. Drives. Maybe from behind. Johnson got a piece, but I think they're going to whistle her for a foul. And, boy, that one hurts. That's her third. So let's see what Rachel Sports will elect to do here, and likely going to have to get her all-conference performer off the floor. Shriver puts the free throw up and in. Shriver's first free throw attempt of the day. And this one will not go for State Shriver. State 8 of 11 at the line. Lena Lee trying to save it there in the corner, but the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be State's basketball. Peyton Shears has checked in, number 14, averaging 7.8 a game. The Shears sisters out of Boyd County High School, grew up in Ashland. Dear friend of mine, Randy Anderson, head boys coach, as Sheresny scores again for State. She now has 4 in the game. Randy Anderson once was an assistant here at State with Brian Poore. Great coach. There you see the nice pass to Chloe Sheresny out of Salem, Ohio. So Russell picks up her second foul. 14 fouls on State. Make that 5 on State, 4 on D&E. Lena Lee at the line, and Lena Lee connects. So she has 4 in the game. And Lee gets that one to fall. So she is 3 of 4 at the stripe. She has 5 points. Moeller has 5 again. Johnson leads the way with 8. Nestor has 7. Here's Sheresny on the move. One-handed layup, good with the left hand. Sheresny now with 6. 51-31. State in the lead over D&E. Lena Lee in all kinds of trouble and finally gets it to Sharp, who feeds down low, and the shot up and no good by Moeller. Another look at Sheresny. There's that little nice move and takes it to the hoop and scores it. 6 in the game, and State right back with the basketball. Cunningham veers to her right. Foul line extended now, and here is the shot up by Peyton Shears, blocked by D&E. Sharp down the floor, and Sharp and Russell collide. They're going to call the foul on Cunningham. That's her third. So Sharp at the line. 2 points at the moment. Missed the free throw there. That's her first attempt. She comes in 5 of 8, so now 5 of 9. So the former Trinity High standout will get another opportunity here, and she gets it to go. 51-32, our score. State in command at the moment. Shriver getting it to Charity Shears, and Charity Shears delivers the three. 54-52. A beauty by Charity Shears. Her second of the game. 6 for State from behind the arc, and State coming away with the ball, and they inbound, they work it. Couldn't get that one to drop, but then Fields put up a shot. Destiny Fields, that's her third foul of the game. They'll make that, check that. All right, it is on Fields. D&E's ball, good pressure applied there on that inbounds pass by Charity Shears. Ball knocked away. The D&E is back to work on the inbounds. Sharp double teamed there, gets it to Moeller. Lena Lee now into the front court. Harassed there by Harmeyer and Shriver. Nestor comes to save the day, and Nestor almost lost it on the dribble, and the ball was kicked by State. D&E's ball here. Time winding down in this second quarter. About to hit halftime here. Bouncing it into Johnson. And Johnson dangerously playing with those 3 fouls, and a foul called. Ooh, Johnson was there and kind of held her breath. She was there along with Sydney Nestor, but it was clearly on Nestor. And Nestor picks up her second foul. So Nestor will head out, and back in is number 41, Marisa Berlin, the 6'3 freshman. Each team with 5 fouls here in the second quarter. Alexis Hall puts it up and in. Alexis Hall now with and forgive me, that was Alana Kramer, 20, not 21. It's a 55-32 lead. D&E down 23. I'm trying to be selective here. Here's Berlin, and Berlin is fouled with 8.3. And the foul is going to be called on Serena Reeves, 5'8 junior out of Surprise, Arizona. Playing in a 4th game this season, so Berlin to the line. Entering today's game, 3 of 5, and her shot up and would not go through. At the free throw line at the moment, D&E 10 of 14. Berlin will get another try. Try to whittle any way you can. And this one would not drop. Harmeyer to Shriver. The State's going to get the last shot here. Here's Harmeyer. Straight away 3, nothing but net to end the first half. Harmeyer with 3 3-pointers in the second quarter, and State got cooking behind the arc in that second quarter with 7, and there is number 7, and State leads at 58-32 here at the break over Davis and Elkins in this Mountain East Conference Showdown. You're watching West Virginia State University basketball on Video Productions.
Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe was born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
You have dreams.
Where do you start to build the skills necessary to make them happen?
At West Virginia State, you learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go or what you want to do,
It starts at State.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
My husband should have died that night. The car was on a fence, upside down. Trees were coming through the windshield.
The people who opened the door for me, one of the first questions they asked me is, how were you alive?
For my kids, Timmy's invincible. And it was just like that he could have been gone. He was like, this is all we're gonna own. We're getting another Honda. It saved my life. My kids are not going in anything else.
We welcome you back inside the Walker Convocation Center on the campus of West Virginia State University. Inside the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena, and game action on the Lester Raines Court. West Virginia State University leading Davis and Elkins 58-32 in this Mountain East Conference showdown. Mark Martin, delighted to have you with us here as you're watching West Virginia State University basketball on Video Productions. And this game, it started with D&E off to a good start, but State got things finally going in that first quarter, and they would lead it by a count of 20-18 after one quarter of play, and then just really started to turn it on. And boy, three-pointers. There were no three-pointers in the first quarter. In fact, D&E still does not have a three-pointer, but State coming away with 7. So they're 7 of 25 from behind the arc, and all 7 of those happening in that second quarter of play. And certainly a big reason why they have this 58-32 lead here at the break. State coming in with a record of 2-3. Davis and Elkins at 1-3. And State trying to get its third consecutive victory here this afternoon. Again, to follow here on Video Productions, it will be West Virginia State University's men's team of head coach Brian Poor. They'll be gunning for a 5th straight win as they take on Davis and Elkins. And so we look forward to bringing you that one here later this afternoon. State and D&E, and State's women on top 58-32 will break away and return here to the Walker Convocation Center in Institute. Bring you first half stats. Lady Jackets in control over the Lady Senators. You're watching West Virginia State University basketball in the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
The Honda CRV Ex is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CRV, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hug sent.
We welcome you back inside the Walker Convocation Center, and West Virginia State leading it by a count of 58-32 over Davis and Elkins. Checking out our first half stats team-wise in this basketball game, and again, State, after that slow start, getting it going, and a 21 of 48 shooting performance from the field, and those 7 3-pointers. Again, D&E still looking for that first shot from behind the arc. D&E has out-rebounded State 34-22. D&E 10 of 15 from the free throw line. State 9 of 14, and of course, big difference there in turnovers. 20 for the Lady Senators and 4 for the Yellow Jackets of head coach Charles Marshall. Again, trying to get a third consecutive victory here this afternoon over D&E. We'll check some individual numbers for you in just a moment. We'll return here to the Walker Convocation Center. It's West Virginia State 58 and Davis and Elkins 32, home of the Yellow Jackets. And you're watching live streaming coverage of West Virginia State University basketball in the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
The Honda CRV Ex is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CRV, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hug sent.
4, 5, Mr. 7, Johnson 8. 58-32 is our count here at the break. West Virginia State leading Davis and Elkins. Great to have you with us here for live streaming coverage of Mountain East Conference basketball featuring the Yellow Jackets of West Virginia State University. Charles Marshall's Lady Jackets on top of D&E's Lady Senators. Men's game will follow here on Video Productions. This is Mark Martin. Great to have you along. We'll be joined in that men's game by two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin. For West Virginia State, a lot of players involved, as that's the way Coach Marshall likes it, shuffling players in and out. So 9 different players have scored in the first half. Leading the way, Destiny Fields with 14, and then Shelby Harmeyer follows with 9. She had those 3 3-pointers in the second quarter. 6 points for Charity Shears, 5 points for Alana Kramer, 4 points for Aaron Whitehead, who had the first bucket of the game. Alexis Hall had 3, and ZZ Russell had 3, as they had a 3-pointer each. For Davis and Elkins, the top scorer is Jemiah Johnson with 8. Sydney Nestor follows with 7. And then it was Peyton Moeller and Lena Lee, each with 5. Amaya Banks had 4, and Reagan Sharp finishes the first half with 3 points. Again, State 21 of 48 from the field, 7 of 25 from the 3-point line, 9 of 14 from the charity stripe. They had 10 steals, just 4 turnovers, 2 blocks. And in the rebounding department, 22. D&E, 11 of 33 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line, 10 of 15 from the charity stripe. And in the rebounding department, they do have the edge there, 34 rebounds. They committed 20 turnovers, had a couple of blocks and a couple of steals. There were 2 ties in the first half and 2 lead changes. And State got that lead right at the end of the first quarter at 20-18, and then took control in the second quarter. And so that's where we stand. It's a 58-32 lead for the Lady Yellow Jackets over D&E. We'll come back and bring you second half action in just a moment. You're watching live streaming coverage of West Virginia State University basketball and the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe was born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
You have dreams.
Where do you start to build the skills necessary to make them happen?
At West Virginia State, you learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
My husband should have died that night. The car was on a fence, upside down. Trees were coming through the windshield.
The people who opened the door for me, one of the first questions they asked me is, how are you alive?
For my kids, Timmy's invincible. And it was just like that he could have been gone. He was like, this is all we're gonna own. We're getting another Honda. It saved my life. And my kids are not going in anything else.
Away we go to the second half of action here. Davis and Elkins will have the basketball to begin play here in this third quarter of action. And Mark Martin with you here. Men's game coming up on Video Productions. Two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Boland, will join me for the call of that game. D&E, a lot of work to do here in this third quarter to get back in this basketball game. Shot from left of the key and no good for Nestor. Battle down low. D&E retains possession. Here's Sharp on the drive, lifting up the one-hander, rattles around, won't go, but Johnson with the stick back and scores it. Johnson now with 10 in the game. She's in double figures now. Launching from the outside for State, no good. By Alexis Bennington Horton, the freshman, gunning it up. Charles Marshall already with players up off the bench. Down low to Johnson. They'll kick it out, and the shot by Maxwell won't go. And a foul is going to be called on D&E. Look there at the bucket by Johnson, off the miss by Sharp. As Johnson hits double figures. Well, not at all how Rachel Sports wanted this third quarter to get started with Johnson on the bench, but she picked up her fourth foul. And so she's going to have to sit for a while. Marisa Berlin is into the game. Well, here is Fields, Kramer, determined on the move there. And Sheresny now back out to Shriver and throws it into the backcourt, so it'll be the violation, and it will be D&E's basketball. So on the floor at the moment for State, Hannah Shriver, Chloe Sheresny, Charity Shears, Alana Kramer, and Shelby Harmeyer. Down low, they work it, and fighting for positioning is Moeller, but he just could not get it to happen. Shriver ahead. On the move is Kramer. Her shot wouldn't fall. So D&E back to work on the offensive end. Splitting the defenders is Sharp, and then a nice feed to Berlin. Berlin will score and draw the foul. So Berlin with her first bucket of the game. When just beautiful eyes there by Sharp. So the foul goes against Sheresny, first of the third quarter. Berlin trying to make it a three-point play, and her shot will fall short. 58-36. From way outside and connecting is Charity Shears, who has 9 in the game, and all those points coming from behind the arc. 3 of 3 from the three-point line. I should say 3 of 6 from behind the line, but boy, all of her points from behind the arc. State now 8 of 27 from the three-point line. Shot would not drop for Nestor, and here's Sheresny with nice positioning down low to get the rebound. Sheresny has 3 rebounds in the game. And Sheresny driving there on the nice pass from Charity Shears, and she picks up the foul. Foul is going to be charged to Sharp. That will be her third, and Rachel Swartz going to chat with Sharp, the sophomore. Sheresny at the line. Free throw is up and in. 7 in the game for Chloe Sheresny, the junior out of Salem, Ohio. Played in 29 games a season ago and Has played in all 6 this season, and she gets it to go through as she comes out of the game. Again, Charles Marshall makes a lot of substitutions. When Nestor must have taken a gash because she's got a bandage on that chin there. Here's Sharp down low, Moeller, and Moeller will draw contact. I believe they're going to get Whitehead with it. And that will be her first. Each team with 2 fouls here in this third quarter. We'll get a look at just, the beauty of this arena when you saw that shot right there. And we'll just, the only thing missing are the great fans here at State. Hopefully they will be back soon. So Moeller nails both free throws. Moeller now with 7 in the game. She's a perfect 3 for 3 at the free throw line. A 63-38 game. Russell goes to number 21, Alexis Hall. Now on the move, driving is Cunningham. She can't get it to drop. Berlin gets it to Sharp. And Sharp just about threw it away, but here comes Brooklyn Maxwell. Maxwell kicking over to Moeller. Her shot wouldn't drop, and ball goes out of bounds. And Lucas Tuggle will tell us it's going to be State's basketball. Changes being made again as Maxwell comes out for Davis and Elkins. Across the timeline comes Hannah Shriver out of North Marion High School. Over to Destiny Fields. Her shot is up, hits the side of the iron, and Berlin with the nice rebound there. Berlin getting some quality minutes here, having to play with their outstanding all Mountain East Conference performer Johnson on the bench with 4 fouls. Berlin has 3 rebounds in the game. Nestor has 9. D&E on the inbounds. Moeller gets it to Nestor. Nestor on the move. Nestor shot blocked. I think getting a piece of that was Kramer. Here comes State. Harmeyer, boy, she was on fire in the first half and continues it here in the second half. Harmeyer with 12 points, all from three-point range. It's a 66-38 State lead. Berlin battling it around there with Harmeyer, and ball hits the deck. Foul is called. Harmeyer saying, I'm open, and angle right drills it. Harmeyer is 4 of 5 from the field, and all those from behind the arc. Shelby Harmeyer out of Independence, Kentucky. Started her career at Campbellsville before coming here to join Charles Marshall's state program. And how about that, Charity Shears? We're talking about Kentucky girls, and Shears drains it. Shears with 4 threes in the game. (69-40). Fields drives. Ball poked away. Banks with it for D&E. They trail by 29. Banks puts it up. Can't get it to go. Berlin battling there and kept it alive. Lena Lee. Lee guarded by Shriver. Bounce pass to Moeller. Berlin turning around and can't get it to go. Harmeyer. Charity Shears. She'll stop. You cannot leave her open, and that's why. Shears with her third three-pointer of the third quarter. And she now has 15 in the game, and it's a 72-58 40 lead for West Virginia State, and there's timeout on the floor here in Institute as they are raining threes for the Lady Jackets. We will return in a moment. You're watching West Virginia State University basketball in the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
I'm Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe was born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
Oh, I loved it. Welcome back here to the Walker Convocation Center inside the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena on the Lester Raines Court, and West Virginia State in control with Davis and Elkins 72-40. West Virginia State now 11 three-pointers in the basketball game, and D&E has none. And it's been a big difference in this game. Turnovers playing a big part, and D&E turning it over again. But it looks like State will turn it over. And we got a timeout again on the court, and State leads at 72-40. Back in Institute in a moment on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
My husband should have died that night. The car was on a fence, upside down. Trees were coming through the windshield.
The people who opened the door for me, one of the first questions they asked me is, how are you alive?
For my kids, Timmy's invincible. And it was just like that he could have been gone. He was like, this is all we're gonna own. We're getting another Honda. It saved my life. And my kids are not going in anything else.
Back on the Lester Raines Court here inside the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena at the beautiful Walker Convocation Center. West Virginia State University in Institute, and the Yellow Jackets of head coach Charles Marshall gunning for a third consecutive win here. And they lead at 72-40. Bob Bolin is in the house, who will be joining me for the men's game. Coming up, and ZZ Russell takes it down the floor and scores it. And an injured player here for D&E, and that is Berlin, who had to come in for Johnson, who's playing with 4 fouls. And now Johnson is going to come back into the basketball game as Berlin limps to the sideline. Well, the inbounds, firing it down to Johnson, and Johnson's shot would not drop. Here comes State. Back on the attack, and that one is thrown away. D&E with 24 turnovers in the game, and that's just the 7th for West Virginia State. Banks Banks goes to Moeller. Moeller to Johnson, and Johnson up and in. So Johnson scores it. Johnson now with 12 in the contest. She leads the way for D&E. Need a lot more of that. Aaron Whitehead with it. Goes to Alexis Hall. And now this is Sadara Johnson. And out it comes to Bennington Horton, who drills it. The three-pointer good by Alexis Bennington Horton. 12 three-pointers in the game for State. And here's a steal by the Jackets, and ZZ Russell will take it in. She couldn't get it to drop, but a nice follow by Alexis Hall, who scores it. And boy, that State they just continue to attack. 79-42 is our score. Here's Russell. Couldn't get it to go, but right there was Hall with the stick back. Changes again coming here for West Virginia State. Again, Charles Marshall just shuffles those players in and just wear down the opposition. Sadara Johnson playing in her 5th game of the season. She's at the free throw line. The foul was on Banks, who picked up her 2nd. And Johnson will score her first point of the game. And that's 12 different players now that have scored for State. And Johnson gets it to go. She will check out. An 81-42 game. In State has scored over 100 points in its last 2 games. And pressure being applied there on the inbounds. They'll get it to Johnson. And Johnson double-teamed to Lena Lee, who will bring it across the 10-second line. Bouncer Berlin's back in, which is a good sign. So you got both Berlin and Johnson, your taller players in there, but they turn it over. 26 turnovers now in the game for D&E. 81-42. Across the timeline comes Shriver. Shriver gets it to Jada Higgins. Higgins 0-0. She's in, and there is Sheresny knocking down the three-pointer. Her first 3 of the game. Sheresny now with 9 points. 13 three-pointers for West Virginia State. Lady Senators on the move. Nice ball movement by D&E as Berlin gets her 2nd bucket of the game. It's an 84-44 State lead. Shriver to Sheresny on the move, and I think we're going to have a foul on Berlin, and that will be her first. Criminal justice major. Another look at Sheresny, just sets up and guns it in. And now she's at the free throw line. She's 2 for 2 on the day. Make it 3 for 3 with another one coming. An 85-44 lead for State. And the Salem, Ohio native knocks down the 2nd free throw. So she's a perfect 4 for 4 at the line. She's got 3 two-pointers and has that 3 that she knocked down just a moment ago. 86-44, Johnson to Lena Lee. They whip it outside. They're looking for their first 3 of the day, and they finally get it. Courtney Roth buries the 3. Well, they waited a long time for that one, and then right back comes State with a 3 as Charity Shears guns it in. That's her 4th three-pointer here in the 3rd quarter. She now has 18 points in the game. 89-47. Lena Lee connects in the free throw line. Lena Lee with 7. 89-49. State continues to attack, and Fields will score it. And Rachel Swartz wants a timeout. So Shears with 18, Fields with 16, and Cheresny with 13. Charles Marshall huddles with his crew. And Rachel Swartz with her 5. Under a minute to go. It's 91-49 in this third quarter. Still a quarter to play. Don't forget, coming up here on Video Productions, we will bring you live action of the men's game as West Virginia State head coach Brian Porer, gunning for a 5th consecutive victory, will take on D&E. And I'll be joined by 2-time NAIA National Coach of the Year Bob Bolin for coverage of that game as we look forward to our second of our doubleheader here today. Sharp driving up with a shot, and she can't get it to go, but there is Nestor. Well, one West Virginia product couldn't get it to fall. The young lady from Morgantown, and following it up, the young lady from Parsons, West Virginia, Tucker County High, and Trinity Christian there working together to get that bucket. Nestor now with 9 in the game, so there was some miscommunications there on the inbounds play. There was no one here to throw it to, so Charles Marshall got a quick 30 with 30.9 remaining here. So State leading it 91-51. State's biggest lead has been 42. So players on the floor at the moment for State are Peyton Shears, Madison Riley, Alexis Bennington Horton, ZZ Russell, and Serena Reeves. D&E counters with Reagan Sharp, Amia Banks, Alana Belknap, Allie Taylor, and Sydney Nestor. ZZ Russell running the show out front. Young lady who starred nearby at Winfield High School. And there is Reeves putting up the shot. Got it to fall, but she is called for the travel. Good job today by this officiating crew. Tony Locke, the referee, joined by Aaron Talbot and Lucas Tuggle. So D&E, one last crack at it here. This third quarter comes down. Banks fires over. And here is Roth up with the shot at the buzzer. Won't drop. And we head to the fourth. West Virginia State 91 and Davis and Elkins 41. You're watching live streaming coverage of West Virginia State University basketball in the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
You have dreams.
Where do you start to build the skills necessary to make them happen?
At West Virginia State, you learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take...
What happens if I... Welcome back here. We get set for fourth quarter action. West Virginia State and Davis and Elkins. State coming in to today's game 2 and 3, gunning for a third consecutive victory. Meanwhile, D&E in at 1 and 3 under first-year head coach Rachel Swartz. State guided by fifth-year head man Charles Marshall. Karen Brown, Darian Williams on his coaching staff. Driving and scoring is Bennington Horton. So Bennington Horton, she got that three. Now she gets the field goal there, 93-51. State just 7 points away from scoring over 100 for a third straight game. Well, the 7 would get them to 100. State's going to have the ball. D&E has committed 28 turnovers in this one. State 8. One of the differences in this game, and State 14 of 34 from the three-point line. D&E has made just one in 5 attempts. Aaron Whitehead, who scored the first basket of the game, gives way to ZZ Russell. Now it's Shears, being Peyton Shears, and shot no good by Cunningham. Here comes Banks. Banks had it poked from behind, and it will belong to D&E. Lady Senators. In it comes to Banks, and good play there defensively by Peyton Shears. Shears down the floor. Back it goes to Cunningham. Cunningham travels with the basketball. Well, no fans here at the Walker Convocation Center. Can't wait for that to change. It was just a great basketball arena. And down low will be Johnson scoring it. So Johnson has scored in every quarter. Team's leading scorer coming in and firing up the three is Cunningham and knocking it in. Cunningham now with 8 in the game. That's her first three-pointer. In fact, that's her first attempt from behind the arc. State comes back with the basketball as D&E turns it over. Shot from the corner by Hall was no good, but there's the stick back by Whitehead. Whitehead has 6. It's 98-53. Lena Lee picked up there by ZZ Russell. And they'll double team, tie up, alternating possession. It will belong to D&E, and Charles Marshall, as he's done many times throughout this game, shuffles the deck and brings in 5 fresh players. Boy, that's a luxury and something that he hopes can carry this team quite a ways this season. Nestor, outstanding player from Tucker County High School, and she is now double figures with 11 points. Again, Johnson leads the way with 14. The drive and the shot no good by Charity Shears. Gets it back out to Harmeyer, who's been on fire in this game today. And I think Harmeyer got banged there, and foul's going to be called. I believe they're going to get it on Moeller. That's Moeller's third. First team foul here in the fourth quarter. And it comes to Kramer. Now here's Harmeyer. Don't leave her alone. And maybe not a good idea to let Fields fire it up. Though Fields does not have a 3. But she has 16 in the game. Charity Shears has 18. Nestor in trouble. Gives way to Moeller. Brooklyn Maxwell with it, and the shot is good. And Sydney Nestor. Really Shears knocks down the 3. Charity Shears has 5 3-pointers here in this second half. Now has 21 for the game. So State with that 3, over 100 points for a third straight game. On the move, and D&E can't get it to drop it. Here's Sharp up and in. Sharp, when it's all over, she'll have a great career at D&E. Just a sophomore, and another 3 for West Virginia State. Kramer gets her first 3 of the game. State with 17 3-pointers, 17 of 39. They take it away. Here's Harmeyer, feeds it down the floor to Fields, and Fields will score it. Destiny Fields now with 18 in the game. All right, 5 new players coming in. Sheresny coming in. Alexis Bennington Horton is in. Reeves is back in. Madison Riley's checked back in. And also Johnson is back in. Got them all. Well, Nestor couldn't get it to go, but there is Johnson to put it back up and in. Johnson with 16 in the game now. Nestor has 13. Reeves is going to be charged with the foul. Now there you see the shot would not go for Nestor, but a nice putback by Johnson. Nestor heads out and Sharp heads out. Lena Lee in trouble. Allie Taylor is back in the game for the Lady Senators. Right now, Lena Lee, Peyton Moeller, Brooklyn Maxwell, Allie Taylor, and Johnson on the floor for D&E. Sheresny, Madison Riley, Sadara Johnson, Bennington Horton, and Reeves for State. We got a timeout on the floor. We will break away here. State 106, D&E 61.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
(106-61), State leading Davis and Elkins in this Mountain East Conference Showdown, South Division. Glad to have you with us watching West Virginia State University basketball in the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions. Don't forget, coming up, we will be bringing you the men's game, State and D&E. Brian Poor's team trying to get to 5-1, a 5th straight victory. Coach Poor hopes will be in the making this afternoon. They lost a tough opener to Glenville right here, 117-114, but haven't lost since. And I have a foul called on State's Alexis Bennington Horton. That will be her first. That's the team's 3rd foul in the quarter. Allie Taylor to Lena Lee. Lee feeds down low, and then they get it to Johnson, and Johnson scores. Johnson has just continued to battle. She's the leader. She has 6 in this quarter. And 18 for the game, and another 3-pointer. And Serena Reeves getting into the 3-point act. Knocks it down. 18 now, 3-pointers. Lena Lee straight away with the left hand. delivers. Lena Lee now with 9 in the basketball game. Make that 11 for Lena Lee. And another 3 for State. Sheresny connects. Her second 3. Sheresny has 16 in the game. So Sheresny 5 of 7 from 2-point range, 2 of 4 from behind the arc, and a perfect 4 for 4 at the line. She also has a block and an assist. All right, some changes again with 4:33 to go. 112-65. And we have time here on the floor. We'll break away. It's a 30. I think we'll keep it here. Again, coming up, it's State and D&E in men's action. D&E coming in at 2 and 3. So we look forward to that showdown here inside the Walker Convocation Center, the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena, and they'll play it on the Lester Raines Court. Bob Bolin will join me for the call of the men's game. Mark Martin, delighted to be with you, along with our great video productions crew, guided by Butch Bounce. Timeout has concluded. D&E with Lena Lee, Peyton Moeller, Brooklyn Maxwell, Allie Taylor, and Jemiah Johnson. And State counters with Chloe Sheresny, Madison Ryler. Make that now. They have made the switch of the 5, so it's now Kalia Cunningham, Peyton Shears, Alexa Hall, Aaron Whitehead, and ZZ Russell. Got to be on your toes to keep up with Coach Marshall and his substitution patterns. Johnson down low, and she's fouled. I believe they got it on Alexis Hall. That's her second. So the players that are on the floor at the moment, Cunningham has 8, Hall has 5, Whitehead has 6, Russell has 5 as Johnson hits the free throw, and Shears, Peyton Shears, looking for her first points of the game. So Johnson now has 20 in the game as she hits from the free throw line. First free throw attempts of the day, and she knocks them down. She came in hitting 66.7% of her free throws, and I believe Russell has hit the deck, so a foul going to be called on Johnson, and that will do it for Johnson. Well, she got 20 in the game, but she is done for the game. Frustrated that she gets that 5th foul and has to leave with 4:07 to go. From the outside, shot in and out. Boy, looking for that first bucket of the game was Peyton Shears, and that was a beauty. She had 24 last season in a game against Glenville. Skip pass. Nestor to Moeller. Moeller dribbling in traffic and somehow managed to keep her composure and scores. Gets her first field goal here of the second half. Moeller in the game now with 9 points. State will score it. Cunningham now with 10. She has 5 here in the fourth quarter. Lena Lee to Moeller. Moeller drives, puts it up, and Moeller will score it. So Moeller back-to-back buckets. So Peyton Moeller with 11 driving, and scoring is Cunningham again. So Cunningham in double figures with 12. Down low they go to Berlin. Ball knocked out of bounds. Well, State bringing back 5 more new faces in this particular setting. They've been out there a lot today. D&E's ball, they inbound. Nestor whips it down low, trying to get it to Moeller, and couldn't handle the pass. Here comes State. Fields. Fields on the move from the corner. The shot by Shriver, no good. Rebound, Sydney Nestor. D&E back on the attack. Nestor. Good save by Nestor. Whip it around in the corner, and the shot will not fall for Moeller. State right back to work. Lifting up the three is Charity Shears, but it wouldn't go. But she's going to get another try, and this time it will go. Eight threes in the game for Shears. All of her points, 24. Down low, Berlin. She's fouled. Well, there again, she missed. Shriver got it back to her, and she knocked it down. And substitutions again for State. State with 20 three-pointers in the game. And under 10 in the turnover department. They have calls 32 today. Berlin eyes it and knocks it in. Berlin has 5 in the game. And she'll toe the line. Takes her time, and this one would not drop. So Berlin stays at 5 in the game. 119-72, knocked away by a hustling Alana Belknap, 5'10" freshman from Dover. Well, D&E coming in, averaging 69 a game, allowing 86.3. State came in averaging 87.2, allowing 85.4. State over 100 for a third straight game. On the move is Higgins for State. So Roth commits the foul. Roth, an MEC all-academic performer. State missing the shot, and D&E comes away with it. Here comes the Lady Senators. Ball smacked away. The trigger will be Belknap. Into Moeller. Moeller to Roth. Moeller goes to Berlin, and the ball tipped there by State. Out to Nestor. Her three would not drop. Higgins with the rebound. Higgins speeds her way down the floor and then fires the pass. Boy, beautiful feed to Bennington Horton, who could not get the shot to drop, but she is fouled. So Peyton Moeller committed the foul. She has 4 in the game. Alexis Bennington Horton up, and this one would not drop for Bennington Horton, who has 5 in the game, got a 3. Earlier, one of 20 in the game for State. And both free throws would not drop for Bennington Horton. D&E's ball. And Higgins commits the foul. So that will send Berlin to the line. Marisa Berlin. Just a freshman. When you look at that D&E roster, and, well, Johnson's a senior. Jessica Eadsforth Yates, who we did not see today, a young lady out of Manchester, England. She's a senior. Of course, with the situation, these athletes can come back, and nice to get Johnson back. All right, so we're under a minute to go here in the basketball game, and Reeves travels to the hoop. It will be D&E's basketball. Peyton Moeller across the 10-second line. Gets it to Belknap. And work down low to Berlin. And Reeves hustling there, battling with Berlin for that ball. It's going to be, I think it's D&E's ball. Men's game coming up. D&E paying a visit here to the Walker Convocation Center. Berlin got the pass and hits for the baseline. So Berlin now with 8 in the game. And Berlin commits her second foul with 31.2 to play. Serena Reeves, the junior out of Arizona. Couldn't get that one to drop. She nailed a three, her only three-point attempt earlier. And she gets the second free throw to drop, so she now has 4 in the game. From the outside, shot will not drop for number 20, Belknap, but there's Berlin again. And Berlin, good job. She's now in double figures. They've had 4 players in double figures today, that being D&E. Higgins supposed to dribble out the clock, and the ball smacked there, and that will do it. 120-77, West Virginia State wins its 3rd straight game and a 3rd consecutive encounter in which they go over the century mark. Your final 120-77. We'll come back and recap it for you in a moment. You're watching West Virginia State University basketball in the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
The Honda Pilot is great for family adventures. As well as the not-so-friendly ones. We made it tougher than it needed to be. Because you never know what you'll come up against. The Honda Pilot with available all-wheel drive. The ultimate modern family SUV.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
We welcome you back here to the Walker Convocation Center, West Virginia State. A big winner, 120-77. State now 3-3. D&E drops to 1-4. West Virginia State, well, they hit a plethora of threes in this one, 20, and they win it. Leading scorer was Charity Shears. She had 24. Destiny Fields had 18. Chloe Sherezny had 16. A lot of players getting into the scoring act today. Shelby Harmeyer had 12, all of hers coming from behind the arc. Leading the way for Davis and Elkins, they're all Mountain East Conference performer. Jemiah Johnson had 20. Sydney Nestor had 13. Peyton Moeller and Lena Lee each had 11, and Marisa Berlin finished the game with 10. So Charles Marshall's crew on a nice roll right now, winning 3 straight to get to 3-3. Coming up, we have State and D&E for you in the men's competition as Brian Poor's team at West Virginia State will try to win a 5th consecutive game. Our final score, West Virginia State 120, Davis and Elkins 77. For our great crew, I'm Mark Martin saying so long from the Walker Convocation Center here on the campus of West Virginia State University and Institute. And you've been watching live streaming coverage of West Virginia State University, and Mountain East Conference basketball, a presentation of Video Production Sports.